Anthropic just released their new model, Claude Sonnet 4.5, and people are raving about this, saying it's incredible. It's able to code for 30 minutes without stopping, completely automated. It doesn't stop until the task is complete. Is the underlying problem of AI vibe code still there, or do you think that they've largely solved this?
So Anthropic is definitely like wears the coding crown. Everybody who uses any kind of coding agent knows that Anthropic's the best. And yet recently Anthropic has really distanced itself from a lot of developers with its billing tactics, right? And so as we've predicted as part of the bubble burst, right? And then we won't go into that topic a ton, but as part of that, you're going to see companies really starting to tighten the belt financially. And Anthropic definitely has been one of these. And they've driven a lot of coders away because even people who are paying their $200 a month, which is a big bill, like, I mean, that used to be a car payment level, right? And so people paying $200 a month are getting capped after a couple of days worth of usage. And if you don't think this kind of a thing where you're saying, hey, kick it off, let it run, let it chew up a ton of tokens, and then like you're gonna hit your limit quick. Like you use this, and so that's the first thing I jump to. The second part is your question that you asked is, does this solve a vibe coding problem? Absolutely not. What you're going to end up with is the recent report we saw, with AI slop, right, or work slop, was coined from recent MIT and Stanford study, is that 90% of everything that's generated by AI is considered slop, SLOP, right? And so it's a real legitimate thing. So basically this can go off and work for 30 minutes and generate you something that might be useful.
Yeah. It just it almost makes it seem like it's worse. Now you have 30 hours of code for a manager to review. So if you have a junior dev that thinks he's the greatest thing and he lets it run for 30 hours, now you have to instead of using AI as like an assistant for a junior developer and the senior dev reviewing code that's like, oh, hey, a few hours at a time. Now you had somebody that has spat out 11,000 lines of code that needs to be reviewed. So it actually probably slows things down on a production level.
Yeah, there's been over a dozen studies that's come out in the last 6 months showing that this type of behavior actually causes more work because you can't put this code into production without being reviewed. There's just no way. Like it absolutely has to be reviewed. And if you go back to the previous discussion about SB 53, then it would have to be reviewed because you can't deploy something that doesn't have a human touch to it. Yeah. So it's like they're going deeper and deeper. And really all I see this is, no, again, I probably think 4.5 is probably some percentage points better than 4.1. And so coders will be excited about this. But at the same time, like the rest of this can code for you for 30 hours. Like that's not going to do anybody any good. Coding is probably about 20 to 40% of a developer's job.
Got it. What do you think that would cost it just to let it run for 30 hours?
I have no idea. I don't know because I haven't never done it because I don't really want to rack up a huge Anthropic bill just to be testing it. Yeah. I don't quite have enough viewers on YouTube to pay for that yet.
Hey, so that's just a reminder. If you haven't yet, subscribe to Starter Pack. We want to do the 30-hour Anthropic test so we can know.
Exactly.
Cool. Do you have anything else or any other insights with this new Anthropic update?
I'm a big Claude fan and I'm a big Anthropic fan. It's probably the one I might go to more often than not. I go through phases and definitely for different things. And so I'm not totally just hating on Anthropic. I'm just trying to kind of figure out what scenario would I have that thing run for 30 hours? Like I just literally can't even think of that scenario.
Yeah. Yeah, 30 hours of reviewing code sounds like you're just reading a book at that point. I would have rather just start over. I don't know.
And just think if it went wrong on step 1 or 2 of that 30 hours. Think if it went wrong on hour 2 of the 30 hours, and now you've just spent a ton of time. And how does it know right and wrong?
Totally. Yeah. No, if the hallucination starts early, then the whole thing is messed up.
Yeah.
30 hours of hallucinations.
Exactly. I just can't quite think of it.
When we get like 2 or 3 prompts away, it's already struggling, let alone 30 hours.
Yeah. I just can't think. I just can't think of that scenario, which I'm like, look, it's not solving world peace. It's not doing the human genome. Like none of that stuff is happening yet. And so it's like, what in the world do you have it doing for 30 hours?
Yeah.